tariffs imposed by US President Donald Trump have sent shockwaves throughout the global economy, and China has taken the lead in saying no to this kind of unilateral bullying action. And countermeasures taken by Beijing include additional tariffs on American products, sanctions on certain US enterprises, and filing a complaint at the World Trade Organization and more. Chinese retailers are also helping foreign enterprises they do business with to expand within the domestic market. My colleague Guo Tianqi talked to some of them here in Beijing.
In response to the U.S. reciprocal tariff policy, China's Ministry of Commerce recently organized a seminar between relevant business associations, large supermarkets, and circulation enterprises to discuss how to better leverage their advantages and help foreign trade enterprises explore the domestic market.
A few Chinese supermarket chains have also introduced new policies to welcome Chinese foreign trade suppliers to their online and offline stores. By doing this, they hope to introduce more choices for their consumers in categories such as outdoor sports, beauty products, and so on.
作为一个内贸的流通企业，
As a domestic trade enterprise, we should overcome difficulties together with foreign trade enterprises. Our platform advantages can help them explore domestic market, and our market advantages can enhance the popularity of export brands. Currently, 6 enterprises have already contacted us. We believe that these export products will definitely be favored by our consumers.
Besides the retailing sector, commodity trade is very much alive as Chinese sellers are diversifying their export destinations and business partners. The 137th Canton Fair held in South China's Guangzhou city set a very good example for this. As my colleague Li Shuang explores, hundreds of thousands of buyers have registered for the event and they are looking for new partners.
It's business as usual here at the Canton Fair. Over 200,000 overseas buyers have registered this spring, but outside the venue, headlines swirl.
In recent months, the U.S. administration has ramped up pressure by raising duties on Chinese goods. The White House published a fact sheet stating that Chinese products now face tariffs as high as 245%.
美国它是一个消费比较大的市场，在加关税之前，我们大概是20%，就是我们做的这些产品，但是它加到200%多了，现在就是。 对于进口商来讲，它已经卖不动了。
The impact's already being felt. Many Chinese manufacturers have paused shipments to the U.S., while others are urgently restructuring their supply chains to adapt.
我们可能还在看接下来会有什么变化，在快速的看泰国和土耳其的，我们的一些比较简单的产品，就是供应链相对比较简单的产品，能不能快速的？
美国的市场占我们总体体量的20%左右。目前对美出口的所有产品，我们都已经暂停了生产和发货。那我觉得我们的大部分的北美客户呢，可能目前他们也在调整他们的销售策略。
Even companies with established U.S. business operations are shifting their focus.
只能是先 hold 住我们的北美市场的订单，然后再观望一下，然后可能也会关注一下中东、南美的一些市场。
Several exporters are betting on new markets and dual-track strategies to weather the storm.
2条腿走路吧，一方面是内销这边我们要继续的去扩大我们的市场，外销的话我们也是除了美国以外的市场，我们也是要继续的去拓展。
For global buyers, the picture is mixed. American importers are already cutting back, while others are reevaluating sourcing strategies amid rising costs and market uncertainty.
We have seen a decline. We're down about 40% same time last year for the U.S. market.
Right now, the currency rate in between IDR against the USD is more volatile. That will affect a lot to our pricing points.
These tariffs are bringing a lot of uncertainty in the Canadian market. And with uncertainty, a lot of consumers are afraid to spend, and we're feeling it.
Major retailers in the U.S. are also in talks with Chinese manufacturers to find short-term workarounds, either through price adjustments or alternative sourcing, though options remain limited.
So I just talked with the U.S. major retail.
most like 70 to 90% stuff made in China right now. In future, probably 4 weeks, 8 weeks later, they will add retail price to consumer side. That's the only thing they can do. Second, they want us try to get the stuff outside of China as soon as possible.
Will higher tariffs push China and the U.S. towards economic decoupling? For now, that seems unlikely. Many buyers and suppliers are still committed to long-standing partnerships, however strained.
We are a logistics company, mainly running the shipment from China to USA. Some client told me that they are still buying from China as their products can only produce from China. And also maybe some products from China, the quality is better than they buy from other countries. So there is no other choice. Even they pay more, they have to ship them out.
When you were a kid, your mom or dad would say, "Don't play with those boys. Don't play with those people because for whatever reasons." And their parents would say, "Don't play with those kids for whatever reasons." But you go out and play with them anyway, right? Because that's a friendship. And so business continues. What they're talking about on Pennsylvania Avenue and in Beijing, that's way above our pay grade. We have to find a way to keep the ball rolling.
Despite the uncertainty, many Chinese manufacturers remain optimistic, placing their confidence in quality, innovation, and market resilience.
我们的小家电甚至我们整个中国的商品就是其实在世界上来讲，它的性价比是最高的。就是我们先把这产品做好了，这是我们底气。
So for global sellers and buyers, uncertainties might bring new opportunities. But here is the question, will the United States really benefit from this tariff war? Of course not. Well, U.S. media outlets reports say that this April, U.S. soybean farmers say that they, quote, don't have a lot of room for air amid the trade war with China, as the country's soybean imports from the United States dropped 5.7% last year and were replaced by Brazilian and Argentine shipments. Meanwhile, China has also slashed U.S. oil imports by 90%. And where do these oil orders go? To Canada. So as Jim Spellman reports, many U.S. businesses are struggling to cope with the uncertainties, and those include some restaurants in Virginia.
This small family restaurant outside Washington, D.C. makes some of the best Thai food in the area, in part because of the specialty ingredients used to create the authentic Asian flavors. Kim Di Dak Long owns Khao Hom Thai and Sushi along with her husband Woody, the chef.
So what are these two dishes?
So this is the pad thai with shrimp, and this is Thai basil with seafood.
I'm going to have a bite, and why don't you tell me where some of the ingredients in these dishes come from?
Okay, so the fish sauce is from Thailand, and oyster sauce from China, and then vinegar, of course, from the USA.
It's delicious.
Thank you.
But you have to take products in from around the world to make food this good, don't you?
Yes, and a good Thai chef.
Because of U.S. tariffs, the prices of many ingredients have gone up and may continue to rise. But so far, Khao Hom Thai and Sushi has avoided raising prices.
Hopefully it's not going to be $20 pad thai, you know. Yeah, which is like $5 more than what we're selling right now.
She says many of their customers are worried about prices going up while watching their savings in the stock market go down. And here in the Washington, D.C. area, where many people work for the federal government, some of their customers have lost their jobs as President Trump moves to shrink the size of the government.
If he actually can increase the tariff by the percentage he's asking for, then I don't think he's worried about, you know, our business yet, like small business, especially Asian restaurants. Yeah.
To avoid raising prices, they've stocked up on supplies as much as possible before tariffs make them more expensive. That means stacks of boxes here, 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 anywhere there's space.
Oh, wow. This room is packed. What do we have here?
So we have curry paste, coconut milk, fish sauce, oyster sauce to stock up for the tariff.
But stocking up is a temporary fix. They have enough of their imported ingredients to last about 6 months. But if the trade war drags on, eventually there will be no choice but to raise prices.
If the price is too high, customer can't afford it, you know, we're going to go run out of business.
For now, they will keep on cooking and hope they don't become casualties of the trade war. Jim Spellman, CGTN, Fairfax Station, Virginia.
With some struggling, others are enjoying benefits brought by cooperation. On the other side of the ocean, at a trade forum held in southwest China's city of Chengdu, representatives from the UK, Belgium and Kenya shared their experiences of enhancing partnership with their Chinese friends.
I'm very pleased that earlier this year in February, Manchester and Chengdu signed a Friendship City agreement, and Sheffield and Chengdu have been twin cities, sister cities, for over 10 years. These sorts of partnerships and more have brought about mutually beneficial collaborations in a number of areas: trade and investment, education, culture, healthcare, sport, and of course the people-to-people links.
We believe very much in mutual learning. We can learn a lot from each other to enhance our own regions. But secondly, even more important, we believe that the cooperation on the economic level can bring benefits for both regions.
I've seen there's a lot of development, there's a lot of things we can partner. I've seen there's a lot we can borrow from you. And I want to believe that at the end of this conference, I would be looking forward to seeing how our city can cooperate with the city of Chengdu.
It seems that the trend of globalization won't divert due to the will of one or two politicians. But some still ask if decoupling will happen between China and the US. Earlier I spoke with Justin Ifuling, one of the world's top economists, who said the answer to that question depends on the supply and the demand relationship between the two sides.
I don't think there will be a complete decoupling between China and US trade connections, because American people need Chinese goods, because American enterprises need Chinese products. So American people will find their own ways to buy Chinese goods. I think you must have noticed that many Chinese e-commerce platform apps have attracted great popularity among American people, such as Pinduoduo, Tmall, and DHgate.
Chinese authorities earlier said regarding to a tariff war, China's position is clear and consistent. If the US wants to talk, China's door remains open, but dialogue must be conducted on the basis of mutual respect and equality. If the US wants to fight, Beijing's response will continue to the end. They added that pressure, threats and coercion are not the right way to deal with China.